evening, everyone. Good evening. And listen, I wanted to start a few seconds early because I am praying that I don't lose power. We've already lost Wi-Fi. It is storming really bad here in Georgia. We just got this huge kataping tatatao, and I am working off of my hotspot. So we gotta hit it. Right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Let me know what city, what state, what country you might be logging in from. Listen, if for whatever reason we lose power in totality, while I am charged up and now that I'm on my hotspot, we'll be able to go for a little bit. But if for whatever reason this suddenly turns off, you will know that it is not because I wanted it to turn off, but it is because we're having a very, very, very terrible storm here tonight in Georgia that literally started 10 minutes ago. Okay, so what's up, everybody? I am excited. I missed you all last Monday. I see New Jersey. I see Philadelphia. I see Indiana. I see San Antonio, Texas. I see Canada. All right, so Philadelphia, where else we got? We've got Houston, Texas, or right outside of Houston. Chicago is in the house. We got Chi-Town. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, you guys. For those of you that are brand new, listen, you don't even, what's up, neighbor? Lansdowne, PA is in the house. You don't even need the book. This is going to be the first ever book club you've ever partook in, right? Brooklyn, New York. And you don't even need the book. Now, does it mean that you should not acquire the book? That's not what that means. For those of you that think, wow, that's a really big book Nina's got, it is because I purchased the big print book instead of this little tiny, I don't know what in the world, what they thought, who they thought could see these little letters here. So no, I Googled it. I Googled large print and was able to find Think and Grow Rich in large print. I see Michigan is here. So listen, I need you all to tag and share. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We're live all over and on all platforms. And thank you so much for your prayers. Yeah, it's storming pretty bad. It's storming so bad. Our dog is shivering. I had her in my lap until we were getting ready to start book club. And we had to give her some CBD because she is petrified right now of the storm that is brewing through here. We did lose Wi-Fi. I'm on my hotspot. We'll go as long as we can. Thank you all for joining us. So let's read. All right. So we are in, see, I don't know what, I can't tell you what chapter because my book is different. But I'll tell you where I'm at. I'm starting at, you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, because, all right. And y'all make sure you tag and share. Let me see if I can find it in the book. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. You are there it is. So if you're in the regular book, it is page 9. You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul, because, which is page 9. All right. I'm on page 40. All right. So when Henley wrote the prophetic lines, I'm the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. He should have informed us that we are the masters of our fate, the captain of our souls, because we have the power to control our thoughts. Now, let's look at what the word master means, because y'all know how I feel about defining words. And let's look up the definition of the word master. We read and we don't take a moment to really look up the meanings of the words. And because we don't take a moment to look up the meanings of the words, yeah, our Wi-Fi is still out. We don't really get the full understanding of what the author is trying to say. So, definition of master. The definition of master is a man who has people working for him, especially servants or slaves. It says having or showing very great skill or proficiency. That's the one we want. Having or showing great skill or proficiency. So it says We are the masters of our fate. We are going to show great skill or proficiency towards our own fate. But what is the definition of fate? Let's look at what it says. Fate, by definition, means the development of events beyond a person's control, regarded as determined by a supernatural power. Fate is to be destined to happen, to turn out or act in a particular way. Oh, that is so good. So we are proficient and skilled in our fate, in our destiny, something that should happen, or the way things turn out, or how we act in a particular way. Everybody got that? This is not thus saith Nina. This is thus saith the dictionary. Okay, as we're breaking down these words. Now, we are the masters of our fate, the captains of our souls. What is the definition of captain? Let's see. We're the captain of our souls. And I'm going to tell you why this is so important as you guys are continuing to tag and share. Why is this so important? It is so important because we love to blame somebody else for what's going on in our own lives. We love to find fault. We love to play the blame game. Yes, Invictus, James Keys. Yes, chapter 1. Sonia, it says a captain is the person in command of a ship. A captain, be the captain of the boats, the aircraft, sports teams, a ship. But let's look into it a little bit more. It says the leader of a team, especially in sports. But here's the one I like. A powerful or influential person in a particular field. A captain of an industry. The pilot, a police officer in charge of a precinct, ranking below a chief. But the head of the precinct's fire department, the leader of a team, especially sports, a political leader, captain, a supervisor, captain, the one that's in control. Captain. As we think about this, captain, the one who's in control. We are the captain of our soul. Hello, somebody. Let's see what the definition of souls are. Okay, let's go look at it. The definition of souls. All right. Now, we know that is the spiritual or immaterial part of a human being or animal regarded as immortal. However, listen to this. Oh, this is so good. Y'all need to tag 5 people before I read this next definition. Because all we think about is that the inner soul, and like, we think spooky, and like, some people think ghost, and I'm about to bless you. So we are the captain. Hey, Sabrina, meaning we are in control of our souls. Listen to this definition. Emotional or intellectual energy or intensity, especially as revealed in a work or art or an artistic performance. Souls, emotion, intellectual energy or intensity. We are in control. Oh my gosh. We are in control of our emotional, intellectual energy or intensity. Forget about it. Forget about it. We are it. Do y'all hear this? See, we would have just read this and we would have just, I'm the master of my fate and the captain of my soul, because we have the power. Why are we the masters of our fate? Why are we the captains of our souls? Because we have the power to control our thoughts. Let me tell y'all something. All I keep hearing right there is, I got the power. Hey, I got the power. Now, we ain't got no power. Or at least we don't have any. Let me tell y'all something. If the power were to go out, I would go get some candles. Okay? I would use my phones. That's why I had them on the chargers. But I would use my phones and I would just go get some candles. All right? So he should have told us that either in which this little earth floats, in which we move and have our being, is a form of energy moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration, and that The either is filled with a form of universal power which adapts itself to the nature of the thoughts we hold in our minds and influences us in natural ways to transmute our thoughts into their physical equivalent. Meaning, we can therefore, this is so good, transmute our thoughts. We have the power, y'all, to then transmute our thoughts into a physical equivalent. Y'all, this is making me want to run. If the poet had told us of this great truth, we would know why it is that we are the masters of our fate and the captains of our souls. He should have told us with great emphasis that this power makes no attempt to discriminate between destructive thoughts and constructive thoughts, that it will urge us to quickly translate into physical reality thoughts of poverty just as quickly as it will influence us to act upon thoughts of riches. Think and grow rich. Come on, somebody. Come on, somebody. So this just says we have the power to think our way into poverty, Diana, and we have the power to think our way into riches. We have the power. Y'all type in the chat, I got the power. If you're on Facebook, type in, I got the power, right? He should have told us too that our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts which we hold in our minds, and by means with which no man is familiar, these magnets attract to us the forces, the people, the circumstances of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. Now, I'm going to take a moment. Y'all, I am a network marketer, and you know what? This is corporate calling me right now. Give me 1 second. To take that call. So had to. So that was for Sharon Huggins. I'm working on it. Okay. Just know I'm working on it. Sharon, that was your call. I took that call because of you. Okay. So I just want to go back. He should have told us that our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts which we hold in our minds, and by means which no man is familiar, these magnets attract us to the forces, the people. Wait a minute. These magnets, our brain, what we think and grow rich, or we think and grow poor. Everybody say, I got the power again. Because listen, what we think magnetizes us. It attracts us to the people, the circumstances of life, which harmonize, which are in harmony with the nature of our dominating thoughts. So, what is your dominating thought? Well, you don't have to say what the dominating thought is, because you're acting out what your dominating thought is. So I'm going to talk to the network marketers. I am a network marketing professional. I'm proud to be a network marketing professional, although I'm not going to talk about my company. I'm going to talk about entrepreneurship, and I'm going to talk about being a business owner, and I'm going to talk about being in business, and I'm going to talk about network marketing. And for people that say to me, I don't know what's going on, I can't get nobody to join me. I don't know what's going on, I can't get a customer. Don't nobody want to buy my X, Y, and Z. He should have told us that our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts which we hold in our minds, and by means with which no man is familiar, these magnets attract to us the forces, the people, the circumstances of life, which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. So, what you're thinking, you're playing out in your life. What you're thinking is what we see playing out. If you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. You win whatever you decide either way. If there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot harm us. The enemy is not outside, the enemy is within. He should have told us, listen, that before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire for riches. That we must become money conscious until the desire for money drives us to create definite plans for acquiring it. So for every single time you say, well, money ain't everything. I don't care about money. Oh, so you're repelling it because money ain't everything. Well, you know, money, last I checked, is right up there next to oxygen. And you need oxygen to breathe. I got the power. But being a poet and not a philosopher, Henley contented himself by stating a great truth in poetic form, leaving those who followed him to interpret philosophical meaning of his lines. Little by little, the truth has unfolded itself until it now appears certain that the principles described in this book hold the secret of mastery over our economic fate. Let me say this again. The truth has unfolded itself until it now appears certain that the principles described in this book, Think and Grow Rich, hold the secret of mastery over our economic fate. We are now ready to examine the first of these principles. Maintain a spirit of open-mindedness. All right. Number one, everyone listening must maintain a spirit of open-mindedness. If you find yourself getting angry because it's like ouchaloosah, just say ouchaloosah in the chat. Just screaming out loud, ouchaloosah, because if you get angry and repel this, you are not going to change your life. It says you must have a spirit of open-mindedness. And remember, as you read, they are the invention of no one man. The principles were gathered from the life experiences of more than 500 men who actually accumulated riches in huge amounts, men who began in poverty with but little education, without influence. The principles worked for these men. You can put them to work for you for your own enduring benefit. So, for all of you that think, well, you know, which is why I love telling my story. So, I got a PhD, a public high school diploma. I'm able to earn, and I am earning more money than some doctors and lawyers and sports figures. Yeah, and entertainers and musicians and y'all and professors. And I have a PhD, a public high school diploma. Now, I'm not against school. I'm just saying I didn't go. I went to beauty school. I went to the school of hard knocks. That's the school I went to, right? And this goes to show that most of the men that we're going to hear about in this book, who all have amassed huge riches, many of them began in poverty with but little education and with no influence. For every single one of you that feel like, well, I'm not educated, well, I don't have any influence, well, I'm poor, well, I'm not poor, and I may not have everything that I want right now, but I am not poor. Right now, you're experiencing a cash flow situation. You're not poor. Okay? So it says, you will find it easy, not hard to do. I want you to type in the chat, I will find it easy. I will find it easy. I will find it easy. Speak those things that are not as though they are. I will find it easy. Before you read the next chapter, I want you to know that it conveys factual information which might easily change your entire financial destiny. Is there somebody that could get excited about your entire financial destiny being altered? And it is so definitely brought changes of stupendous proportions to two people described. I want you to know also that the relationship between these two men and myself is such that I could have taken no liberties with the facts, even if I had wished to do so. One of them has been my closest personal friend for almost 25 years. The other is my own son. The unusual success of these two men, success which they generously accredit to the principle described in the next chapter. So he gave us a clue that there's going to be a principle described in the next chapter. Here's the thing. Some of you are going to get the principle early, and some of you are going to get it on the last page of the book. He says, in the next chapter, more than justifies this personal reference as a means of emphasizing the far-flung power of this principle. Almost 15 years ago, I delivered the commencement address at Salem College, Salem, West Virginia. I emphasized the principle described in the next chapter with so much intensity that one of the members of the graduating class definitely appropriated it and made it a part of his own philosophy. The young man is now a member of Congress and has an important factor in the present administration. Just before this book went to the publisher, he wrote me a letter in which he so clearly stated his opinion of the principle outlined in the next chapter. Again, there's a principle in the next chapter. Hint, take the hint, okay? It gives you an idea of the rewards to come. My dear Napoleon, my service as a member of Congress has given me an insight into the problems of men and women. I am writing to offer a suggestion which may become helpful to thousands of worthy people. With apologies, I must state that the suggestion, if acted upon, will mean several years of labor and responsibility for you. But I am enheartened to make the suggestion because I know your great love for rendering useful service. In 1922, you delivered the commencement address at Salem College when I was a member of the graduating class. In that address, you planted in my mind an idea which has been responsible for the opportunity I now have to serve the people of my state, and will be responsible in a very large measure for whatever success I may have in the future. The suggestion I have in mind is that you put into a book the sum of substance of the address you delivered at Salem College, and in that way give the people of America an opportunity to profit by your many years of experience and association with the men who, by their greatness, have made America the richest nation on earth. I recall, as though it were yesterday, the marvelous description you gave of the method by which Henry Ford, with but little schooling, without a dollar to his name, y'all, with no influential friends, rose to great heights. I made up in my mind then that even before you had finished your speech, that I would make a place for myself, no matter how many difficulties I had to surmount. See, that's the problem. We want it until it gets difficult. Because now your brain is saying, run away, danger, 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 when really there is no imminent danger. There's no gun. There's no rifles. There's no fire. Thousands of young people will finish their schooling this year. And within the next few years, every one of them will be seeking just such a message of practical encouragement as the one I received from you. They will want to know where to turn, what to do to get started in life. You can tell them because you have helped to solve the problems of so many people, of so many, many people. If there's any possible way that you can afford to render so great a service, may I offer the suggestion that you include with every book one of your personal analysis charts, in order that the purchaser of the book may have the benefit of a complete self-inventory. Y'all, write that down. I am going to take complete self-inventory. This is not about looking at everything and everybody else. It is time now to take complete self-inventory. The inventory has to be within. All right. inventory, complete self indicating, as you indicated to me years ago, exactly what is standing in the way of success. What is standing in the way of your success? Such a service as this, providing the readers of your book with a complete, unbiased picture of their faults and their virtues, would mean to them the difference between success and failure. I've been saying this since this morning, that if we will not take responsibility for our actions, we cannot have success. This says the difference between success and failure. Taking an unbiased picture of your faults and your virtues. The service would be priceless. Millions of people are now facing the problem of staging a comeback. Who ready to stage a comeback? Staging a comeback. Okay? It says, because of the depression, and I speak from personal experience when I say, I know these earnest people would welcome the opportunity to tell you their problems and to receive your suggestions for the solution. You know the problems of those who face the necessity of beginning all over again? See, that's what happens with people in business. When they start, then they stop. Then they start, then they stop. Then they start, then they stop. Then they start, then they stop. And now you find yourself staging a comeback all over again. You find yourself, it says, you know the problems who face the necessity of beginning. Now you're beginning all over again. There are thousands of people in America today who would like to know how they can convert ideas into money. People who must start at scratch without finances and recoup their losses. If anyone can help them, you can. If you publish the book, I would like to own the first copy that comes from the press, personally autographed by you, with best wishes, believe me, cordially yours, Jennings Randolph. Chapter 2, Desire, the starting point of all achievement. Desire is the first step towards riches. Oh, I think our Wi-Fi is back on, y'all. I'm not going to stop the live because if I do, I'll lose you. Okay. Desire. Let's look up the definition of the word desire. 1 second, y'all. Let's look up the word. Desire. Let's see. Was I using this phone? No, I was using this one. Hold on, y'all. The definition of the word. And now I'm all tangled up. Desire. Let's see what the word desire definition is. Come on. Y'all know I'm not rushing. Okay. The definition of desire is a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. Strongly wish for or want. Desire is the starting point of all achievement, the first step towards riches. When Edwin C. Barnes climbed down from the freight train in Orange, New Jersey, more than 30 years ago, he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. Somebody missed that already. Remember, in this chapter, there is a principle that's going to be here in the chapter, and I believe we just heard it. Some of you caught it, and some of you, it just went right over your head, because you got to stop just reading words, and you got to hear what you're saying. This says he may have resembled a tramp, but his thoughts were those of a king. It doesn't matter where your life is right now. Where are your thoughts? Get them out of the gutter. Wherever your thoughts are, that shows us in your actions. So, when you just disappear, we know where your thoughts are. They're a tramp, not those of a king or a queen. As he made his way from the railroad tracks to Thomas A. Edison's office, his mind was at work. He saw himself, listen, standing in Edison's presence. He heard himself asking Mr. Edison for an opportunity to carry out the one consuming obsession of his life, a burning desire to become the business associate of the great inventor. So He looked like a tramp, meaning he looked a mess because he had no money, no clothes. Looked like a tramp, but thought like a king. And he saw himself standing in Edison's presence. See, where do you see? See, I saw myself standing on the beaches of Cancun when they first announced the trip. I saw myself then, not waiting for the team to do their work. No, I went to work because I saw myself standing on the beach. I wasn't waiting for anybody else to do it for me. I didn't wait to the very end to win because I saw myself in the beginning on the beaches in Cancun. I see myself. I see what I want in the bank account. I see how I want to drive. I see how I want to eat. I see how I want to live. I know what I want. I'm clear. Remember, we read about clarity. So he heard himself asking Mr. Edison for an opportunity to carry out the consuming obsession of his life, to be an associate of the great inventor. Barnes's desire was not a hope. Somebody ought to write that down. Barnes's desire was not a hope. He wasn't like, I hope I can become an associate of Mr. Edison. No, he said I wanted to work with him, not for him. It was not a wish. He wasn't wishing that he was going to close some clients tonight. He wasn't wishing that he was going to close $500 in retail today. He wasn't wishing he was going to sign 3, 4, 5 people today. It wasn't wish. It wasn't hope. He did that. He believed. He saw himself standing in his presence. It was definite. Let me look up the word definite for us. What is the definition of definite? Because I think, you know what? We are being blessed tonight. Because I'm telling you the words in this chapter. What is the definition of the word definite? Definite is clearly stated or decided, not vague or doubtful. Definite. Clearly true or real, unambiguous. Certain about a thing. He said he was definite. Then he says the desire was not new when he approached Edison. It had been Barnes's dominating desire for a long time. In the beginning, when the desire first appeared in his mind, it might have been, probably was, only a wish, but it was no mere wish when he appeared before Edison with it. A few years later, Edison C. Barnes again stood before Edison in the same office where he first met the inventor. This time, his desire has been translated into reality. He was in business with Edison. The dominating dream of his life had become a reality. Today, people know who Barnes. People know who Barnes envy, and they people who know Barnes envy him because of the break life yielded him. They see him in the days of his triumph without taking the trouble to investigate the cause of his success. So, see, people will see Nina today fit, able to work out, understanding how to make money, right? Attracting new customers and business partners every single day. And you don't dare take a look at why, what caused my success. You think it's just an overnight success. No, I am who I am today because in 2008, I started a journey that I didn't take my foot off the gas. Barnes succeeded because he chose a definite goal. Write it in the chat. Barnes succeeded, definite goal. What is your definite goal? What is your definite aim? So listen, Barnes succeeded because he had a definite he chose a definite goal. He placed all his energy, all his willpower, all his effort, everything back of that goal. He did not become the partner of Edison the day that he arrived. See, that's the problem. Oh, it didn't happen today. It didn't happen next week. It didn't even happen next month. So because I'm 3 months in, 4 months in, I know I ain't really showed up. I mean, I made one training. I mean, how many trainings I got to be on? Uh-oh. Oh, uh-oh. But Barnes uprooted his life. He had no money. He had no influence. He got on a train, showed up looking like a tramp, but had the thoughts of a king and worked his way. He didn't wish his way. He worked his way into being Edison's business partner. Because what he did, what Barnes did, y'all, was he did the work no one else wanted to do. I don't want to invite nobody to this page. Why we got to change the system? I don't want to send no messages to nobody. I don't want to do a live. I don't want to do no reels. I don't want to put no post up. I don't want to go vending. I don't want to have a home party. Oh. He was content to start the most menial work as long as it provided an opportunity to take even one step toward his cherished goal. 5 years passed before the 5 years, y'all, not 5 weeks, not 5 months, 5 years passed before the chance he had been seeking made its appearance. But you know what's wrong? 5 days in, I ain't making no money. 5 days in, I haven't signed nobody up. 5 days in, I haven't lost 10, 50 pounds. 5 days in, 5 weeks in, you haven't read a book. You haven't been on a training. You haven't showed up. You haven't done the steps. You haven't even logged into your back office. And 5 weeks in, you ready to quit. But 5 years passed before the chance he had been seeking made its appearance. During all those years, not one ray of hope, not one customer came. Can you imagine? Barnes paid an auto ship for 5 years. Not one business partner, not one customer showed up. But he was doing the work. And not one ray of hope, not one promise of attainment of his desire had been held out to him, to everyone around him, everyone else except himself. He appeared only another cog in the Edison business wheel. But in his own mind, he was the partner of Edison every minute of the time from the very day that he first went to work there. It's a remarkable illustration of the power of definite desire. Barnes won his goal because he wanted to be a business associate of Mr. Edison more than he wanted anything else. What is it that you want more than anything else? Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Here's what's so crazy. Can I give y'all a little secret? Can I tell y'all a little secret? It's amazing. People think they want to be close to me until they really get close and they see my work ethic. Then they back off because they don't want me to tell them the truth. They really don't want to be right. But here's the deal. The way when people don't understand that, they go about it all wrong. You think texting me these long messages and asking me a bunch of questions and stuff, that ain't how you get close to me. Do you know how you get close to me? Go to work. See, because when you work, I respect the work. Because then I respect you. I respect you because I respect the person that keeps their word. I respect the person that shows up for their own rescue. I respect the person that's not lazy, whining, complaining. There's things that I look for with the people that I want around me. I don't want people around me with a straw in my vein sucking me dry. I've stopped that. So why do you want to be around me? To suck me dry? What do you bring to the table? If all you want to do is come around because you just want to be around Nina, the way to be around Nina is work. And you think it's the other way around. Let me tell y'all something. Paul didn't even have a chance because I was not even interested in dating. So he became my friend because I wasn't interested in dating. But when a person is working, Carol, I see that they're working. And guess what happens? When the student is ready, the teacher appears, I reach out. You don't ever have to reach out to me because I can see. So just go to work and we'll be two peas in a pot. We can just go to work. It's work. Because I'm looking at your ethic. I'm looking at your discipline. I'm looking at, you using these products, can you lose 25 pounds? Let me see. Because I don't want nobody around me that has no discipline. I don't care how close a person is to me. Let me tell y'all something. When I see you have no discipline, then there's another category. There's another space that comes between us because I don't want that around me. And guess what? I have the right to choose what I want around me, just like you have the right to choose what you want around you. Edison didn't want Barnes around him until he had proven himself. And 5 years went by. You think with all my energy, I want somebody to come around me with no energy, with no discipline? Oh, you can't get up and go exercising with me because you ain't come to that kind of party. Yeah. Barnes won his goal because he wanted to be a business associate more than he wanted anything else. What do you want more than anything else? He created a plan by which to attain that purpose, but he burned all the bridges behind him. Ow! He created a plan, Kelly, to attain his purpose, and then he burned all the bridges behind him. Burn your bridges. Kelly, I'm grateful for people like Kelly. She looks amazing. I'm grateful for people like Rosalind. I'm like, oh, we finally getting some people that got some discipline. I'm grateful that Sean is out there working his behind off. I'm grateful for that. I want that energy around me because that shows me what kind of character a person has when you got discipline and consistency. It shows me that's what I want around me because that helps to lift me up. It energizes me. Right? And so he stood by his desire until it became the dominating obsession of his life and finally a fact. It went from being a dominating obsession to a fact. When he went to Orange, he did not say to himself, I will try to induce Edison to give me a job of some sort. He said, I will see Edison. Period, Pooh. That's what he said. And I will put him on notice that I have come to go into business with him. This person, Toby, Barnes walked up to Edison's businesses and said, I came to be in business with you. I didn't come to work for you. And then 5 years went by when there was not even a sighting that he might be next in line. He did not say, I will work there for a few months, and if I get no encouragement, I will quit and get a job somewhere else. Some of y'all already looking for another company to go to. Because Nina she ain't call me. I don't call nobody. Because, I know she put the information in the team page, but why I got to go look there? Why she can't just tell me what it is? As if I don't get 1,000 messages through my phone all day, every day, right? Are you serious? Barnes said, I didn't say that I would work there for a few months, and if I get no encouragement. So Edison didn't even encourage him for 5 years. And he stayed because he was clear on what he wanted. You know why you keep start, stop. One day you're on a diet, one day you're not. You're eating anything in sight, right? You know why? You know why? Because you're not definite. You don't really know what you want. And so it's easier for you to blame it on, well, Nina made me mad, and I ain't like what she said, and I ain't like that. So you know what? She ain't give me no encouragement. She ain't call my name out. She ain't respond to me in 5 minutes. And there are people that will text me, and if I don't respond in like a minute, They're texting me 5 and 6 and 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Sometimes I'm actually like dealing with my kids, grandkids, husband, businesses, corporate. Did you see my message to you? Well, sometimes I don't respond because it's not something that requires a response. You get definite on what you want and stop trying to get my attention. Let me drink some water on that. I wish this was wine. I don't even know why we're here. I don't know where this came from. Because if you were working, you wouldn't even have time to figure out or remember that I didn't respond to something that wasn't even a thing I needed to respond to. Because Barnes said, I didn't get any encouragement. But I know what I want. So it don't even matter. You know, the ones that be like, Nina, I need this to work. I'm tired of being broke. Really? Then go work. Go do a live. Oh, I'm not going to do a live. I know what you told me to do, coach. And I mean, I'm going to listen to everything you say except for that. I done got hot. I'm going to listen to everything you say, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, coach? Okay, coach, but I trust you. Oh, I really trust you, coach. And I know you can help me get to the top. And I heard what you said about them reels, but I ain't going to do them. Because I don't like doing those. And I'm not going to do a live. And no, I'm not going to go vending. And no, I'm not going to have a home party. And no, I'm not going to put those posts up because, nobody's really going to buy from me anyway. And no, I'm not going to send those messages in the inbox. No, I'm not going to invite 7 people to the page. And no, I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to do it. He says, he did not say, well, I'm going to work there for a few months, and if I get no encouragement, I'm going to just quit and go get a job somewhere else. He did say, I will start anywhere. I will do anything Edison tells me to do. But before I am through, I will be his associate. He did not say, I will keep my eyes open for another opportunity in case I fail to get what I want in the Edison organization. He said, there is but one thing in this world that I am determined to have, and that is a business association with Thomas A. Edison. He says, I will burn all the bridges behind me and stake my entire future on my ability to get what I want. He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or perish. You know what I said when I got up this morning, Marguerite? I said, I'm going to do $500 in retail today. And Paul was like, oh, that's a big number. I said, yeah, it is. But I'm going to do $500 in retail. So let me see where I'm at so I can tell y'all whether it's done or not. Let me get my calculator out. And I'm going to tell y'all where I'm at. I'm $100 away. So technically I've done it because I have enrolled some business partners that I made $100 from. So technically I've done $500. Okay. Technically I've done $500, but 500 in just retail, not in Fast Start 2. The Fast Start will just be additional. I still have $100 to do. Because I know what I need to happen in my business that closes out tomorrow night. So I woke up with a goal, a definite goal. I do have enzymes. You need some, Cassandra? Cash at me. I got you. So I'm $40 away. What else you need, Cassandra? I need $100 to finish my goal. Y'all, I know what I want. I know what I need to see in my business. I know what I need to happen. I know I want to help some people. I know I want to put volume in places where people have just joined to make sure that there's volume flushing up the leg. I got candy too, as much as you need. Tell me what you need, and I got you. And see, and let me tell you why the Lord will keep blessing Because the Bible says you have not because you ask not. And some of y'all got too much pride to ask, and I'm not scared. Done. Thank you, Cassandra. My 500 is done for the day. And I'm going to do 500 tomorrow too. You need CBD drops? I got those too. And I'll ship them out tomorrow. Well, Cassandra, you can come pick them up. You around the corner. You feel me, y'all? So he did not say, I will keep my eyes open for another opportunity in case I fail to get what I want in the Edison organization. He said, there's but one thing in this world that I am determined to have, and that is a business association with Thomas A. Edison. He said, I will burn the bridges behind me and stake my entire future on the ability to get what I want. He left himself no possible way of retreat. He had to win or he had to perish. Y'all. He said, I have to win or I have to perish. I have to win or I have to perish. That is all there is to the Barnes story of success, y'all. A long while ago, a great warrior faced a situation which made it necessary for him to make a decision which ensured his success on the battlefield. He was about to send his armies against a powerful foe whose men outnumbered his own. He loaded his soldiers into boats, sailed to the enemy's country, unloaded soldiers and equipment, and gave the order to burn the ships that had carried them. Addressing his men before the first battle, he said, you see the boats going up in smoke? That means that we cannot leave these shores alive unless we win. Win or die. We have no choice. We win or we die. Guess what, y'all? They won. Every person who wins in an undertaking must be willing to burn his ships and cut all of the sources of retreat. Only by doing so can one be sure of maintaining that state of mind known as a burning desire to win, essential to success. The morning after the Great Chicago Fire, a group of merchants stood on State Street looking at the smoking remains of what had been their stores. They went into a conference to decide if they would try to rebuild or leave Chicago and start over in a more promising section of the country. They reached a decision, all except one, to leave Chicago. The merchant who decided to stay and rebuild pointed out a finger at the remains of his store and said, gentlemen, on that very spot, I will build the world's greatest store, no matter how many times it may burn down. That was more than 50 years ago the store was built, and it stands there today, a towering monument to the power of a state of mind known as a burning desire. The easy thing for Marshall Field to have done would have been exactly what his fellow merchants did. When the going was hard and the future looked dismal, they pulled up and went where the going seemed easier. Oh my gosh. Ow! This is so good. Mark well this difference between Marshall Field and the other merchants, because it is the same difference which distinguishes Edwin C. Barnes from thousands of other young men who have worked with the Edison organization. It is the same difference which distinguishes practically all who succeed from those who fail. Every human being who reaches the age of understanding of the purpose of money wishes for it. Wishing will not bring riches, but desiring riches with a state of mind that becomes an obsession, and then planning definite ways. I'm giving y'all the answers right now. Hey, all right, definite ways. Paul Cooley, you need to reach out to me. It's great to see you here, Paul. Right, and becomes obsessed with then planning definite ways and means to acquire riches, and backing those plans with persistence, which does not recognize failure, will bring riches. You have to have persistence that does not recognize failure. Somebody write that down, that we have to have persistence that does not recognize failure. Persistence that does not recognize failure. Right? And that's what will bring riches. The method by which desire for riches can be transmuted into its financial equivalent consists of 6 definite practical steps. First, let me see what time we got. 6:54. Woo! I'll start. First, fix your mind. The exact amount of money that you desire. Write it down. How much money do you want to make? It is not, listen, I was getting ready to say it, but here it is. It is not sufficiently merely to say, I want plenty of money, but the definite as to the amount, because there is a psychological reason for definiteness, which will be described in a subsequent chapter. Second, determine exactly what you intend to give in return for the money that you desire. There is no such reality as something for nothing. Third, so wait a minute, let's go back. You have to decide how much money do you want? The exact amount, the exact dollar amount. Two, you have to determine how much are you willing to sacrifice for it. Three, you have to establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money that you desire. So when we say, when are you going silver? When are you going gold? It's to be definite. When are we going black diamond? When are we going double black diamond? September 5th? September 5th? September 5th? So what is the exact amount? How much are you willing to sacrifice for it? What is the date? Create a definite plan for carrying out the desire. What's the plan? If you're going gold, who's going silver? How many people are going silver? What's the plan? And begin it at once. What's your plan for closing out your business tomorrow? And begin it at once. Whether you are ready or not to put this plan into action is the problem. Too many people are like, well, I'm not ready. So, I'm not going to say anything because, I'm not ready. And so because I'm not ready, so you won't go learn the comp plan. You won't go do a presentation. You won't go do this and that and that and this. You won't go do any of those things because you are like, I don't have the people in my team yet to get that done. So, yeah. 5, write out a clear, concise statement of the amount of money you intend to acquire. Name the time limit for its acquisition. State what you intend to give in return for the money. What do you intend to give of yourself to earn what you want? And describe clearly the plan through which you intend to accumulate it. How many people are you going to help? How many people do I need to reach out to and say I need $100? I've got to close this rank. It's $2,500 and I need 25 people to buy $100 worth of products for me. You don't think if you put that out in the atmosphere that it won't happen? Y'all, are you serious right now? Gold is needing 25 people to purchase $100 worth of products. For 100 volume is $100. That's the plan. Or you need another person that needs to go silver. They need 1,000 on the right and 1,000 on the left. Are y'all? 6, read your written statement aloud twice a day. But we can't read it because it ain't written down, right? Twice a day. It's written all over on my boards all over the house. Once just before retiring at night, and once after arising in the morning. As you read, see, and feel and believe yourself already in possession of the money or what you desire. All right, I'm gonna stop right there on page 52. On my book, it's page 52. This was amazing, y'all. I don't want to keep going because I get caught up, and we'll just keep reading and reading and reading and reading. And I know that at 8 o'clock, y'all got to go do your presentations. So page 52 in my book, and let me tell y'all where we are in the regular book. Okay, we are, oh, that's one of my favorite little poems right there. Hold on, desire. Okay, we're right here on page 14. All right, for those of y'all, we're gonna start at the last paragraph. It is important that you follow the instructions described in these 6 steps. It is especially important that you observe and follow the instructions in the 6th paragraph. That's where we will start. Okay, you guys, this book is amazing. I am so excited that we're reading this book. All right, y'all. And this is not a long book. I just have the large print. You know, there was a part of me that was like, maybe I'll do another social media training tonight. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let y'all know. Yesterday, I gave y'all plenty of time, and people told me they still didn't see it. But that's neither here nor there. Listen, I pray that you guys were blessed. I know I was just blessed by, like, literally blessed by what we just read. And I am excited for what I know is going to happen for many of you. How many of you How many of you got the principle that was in that chapter? How many of you caught the principle that was in that chapter? It's not over. This chapter is not over yet. We're not done. But how many of you caught the principle? Let me see how much longer we had to go to chapter 3. We got quite a ways. We'll finish chapter 2. We maybe not. It's super long. Maybe we might finish chapter 2 next week. How many of you caught the principle? I don't know, y'all. It's a lot to read next week. We'll see. It was so good, but we're not rushing. Anybody catch the principle? I caught it in like the first couple of lines. I don't know about y'all, but I caught it. So listen, y'all, I am going to decide on the I'm gonna decide. My poor dog. We had to give her a lot of CBD. She good now. I will decide on whether or not I'm gonna do a social media training tonight. Maybe at 9 o'clock again to do some more social media training. And the reason why I say that is because it's still storming, and although we've got Wi-Fi right now, I really don't know what'll happen a little later. So let me play it by ear. If I decide to do a social media training, I will put up a post no later than 8:30. Okay, so it's 7 o'clock now. Let me kind of think, because I really didn't prepare anything, although I have some things that I could teach from my social media boot camp that I've done, but I'll let you guys know. So I pray that there's something that might have been inspired you to want to grow and to want to dive in. Tonight was so good, y'all. But let me know how much I'm short for the enzymes and how much I'm short. Okay, I'll let you know. You want the two? I'll text you as soon as I'm done. All right, you guys. So listen, no matter what's going on in your life, and listen, I told you guys. Remember, this said that you had to keep an open spirit so that you don't shut down and just say "Hallelujah" if it came up your street. Okay, if it came up your pew, up your row. Shakay, I got your message. I'm gonna email you. Can you just send me your email address? If it came up your road, just say "Hallelujah." Okay. This is not intended to harm you. This is intended to make you aware so that you can see yourself, as the book said, that you got to see yourself first, do some some internal self-evaluation so that we can move forward. Okay. So if you're sitting there with like an attitude, first of all, it's the book. It ain't me. Don't shoot the messenger. Okay. That's number one. But if you find that you're angry, that might be a good thing, because now you can take a good look at yourself and say, why am I angry? What is it in me that I need to fix? So don't you ever forget that no matter what's going on in your life, that you can live again, laugh again, hope again, dream again, and you most certainly can bling again. I want you to have a blingtastic day, a blingtastic week. Pay it forward. Do a good deed. Be kind to one another, and definitely meet us back here. So next Monday is Labor Day. What are we doing about next Monday? Right, Marguerite. Really, when anger arises, you got to say, okay, I just read the book. I defined the words. Okay. What are we doing about next Monday, y'all? It's Labor Day. I'm not sure. What are we doing? Maybe I know we may do some. We gotta meet because the following week is the trip. Now we'll be back home by then. We come back on Sunday. Let me figure out. That's what I was thinking, Cassandra. I was really gonna do it. Cassandra, you better come this time. I was actually thinking about doing a little cookout on Monday. Or maybe I should do it Sunday. And then Monday we're free. Right? I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I will post it. But I do want to throw something on the grill this weekend. Okay. It's our anniversary weekend. we'll figure something out, even if it means that maybe we'll do it earlier that day, like in the morning, since people, if they go to cookout, they won't go in the morning. That might be what we do. Maybe I'll do something on Sunday. I don't know. Here. All right. So over and out, y'all. I love y'all. Have an amazing. I know I'm like, ooh, have an amazing weekend. And I'll see y'all a little later on. I'll let you know about tonight if I'm gonna do it tonight. Bye.